The VMAs weren't just about music this year. They became a stage for a war nobody saw coming. Forget the glitz, the glam, and the red carpet smiles. What really shook the night wasn't the performances, the outrageous outfits, or the celebrity interviews. No, what transformed the VMAs into a global talking point was a shocking backstage brawl, an incident that fans are calling one of the most dramatic moments in hip-hop and entertainment history. Remy Ma, a seasoned rap icon known for her lyrical fire and no-nonsense persona, attacked boxing champion Claressa Shields, and the leaked footage has left millions around the world in absolute shock. The chaos didn't happen under the bright lights of the stage where performances are polished and rehearsed. It erupted just behind the scenes, away from the cameras in a hallway where security, assistants, and staff scrambled to contain the situation. What started as an ordinary evening of music awards quickly turned into a volatile mix of personal drama, celebrity rivalry, and raw human emotion. Celebrities posed for photos under the relentless flash of cameras. Champagne flowed freely, and the energy on the red carpet was electric. Amid the glamorous chaos, there was a tension brewing that nobody expected. A few feet away, behind closed doors, Remy Ma's fury came to life. In the leaked footage, you can see the full scope of the mayhem. Assistants scream, security rushes to intervene, and in the center of it all is Remy Ma, lunging at Claressa Shields with a ferocity that rivals professional fighters. Claressa, known for her poise both in and out of the boxing ring, raises her hands defensively but remains surprisingly calm. The hallway, once just a corridor to the backstage rooms, becomes a battlefield. Every movement, every shout, every shuffle of feet is captured in grainy video that instantly went viral online. The hashtags Remy versus Claressa and hashtag Fight Night began trending within minutes as fans scrambled to dissect every frame of what they now consider a historic moment in celebrity culture. The question that fans around the globe are asking is simple: why did this fight happen at all? Was it about jealousy? Was it about betrayal? Or was there a secret so explosive that the VMAs were never meant to reveal it? Theories have flooded social media, with every blurry second of the footage analyzed and reanalyzed for hidden meaning. Some speculate that the fight stemmed from personal tensions surrounding Papoose, Remy Ma's husband and hip-hop's most loyal public spouse. Others suggest it was fueled by long-standing animosity between the two women, magnified by the high-stakes, high-visibility environment of one of the music industry's most watched events. Whatever the reason, the result was undeniable. A night that should have celebrated music became a spectacle of raw emotion and interpersonal conflict, forever changing the narrative of the 2025 VMAs. To understand why this night escalated the way it did, we need to look at the key players. Remy Ma is no stranger to controversy or high-profile conflicts. Her career has been defined by battles, both lyrical and personal. From infamous feuds with fellow rappers like Nicki Minaj to her time spent in prison, Remy has always confronted challenges head-on, never shying away from the spotlight or from conflict. Her persona is built on resilience, authenticity, and a refusal to be undermined. Claressa Shields, on the other hand, is a boxing champion accustomed to the ring and the scrutiny that comes with being a public figure. Her fights are broadcast to millions, her punches are literal, and her composure under pressure is part of her public brand. When these two formidable women collided at the VMAs, it was the collision of two worlds, one defined by lyrical prowess and industry clout, the other by physical power and athletic dominance. Add Papoose into the mix, a man celebrated for his unwavering loyalty to Remy Ma, and the stage was set for a confrontation that fans could not have predicted, but somehow felt inevitable once it unfolded. The night itself began in the usual glamorous fashion. Celebrities arrived in extravagant designer outfits, each trying to outshine the next. Doja Cat made headlines with an outfit that resembled a fusion between a spacesuit and a disco ball. Nicki Minaj threw side-eye from behind oversized sunglasses, and Cardi B nearly stumbled on the red carpet, quickly recovering with her signature flair.
Everything seemed normal until Claressa Shields appeared arm in arm with Papoose. For the uninitiated, this was a seismic moment. Papoose, who had spent years building his brand around loyalty and devotion to Remy Ma, was now seen smiling, posing for cameras, and interacting closely with another woman in front of the world. Social media erupted almost immediately. Tweets ranged from disbelief, like, "Wait, isn't Papoose married?" to outright outrage. "She held you down for years and this is the thanks she gets?" Hashtags like Papoose betrayal and Remy deserves better began trending globally, and the narrative of the night shifted from music celebration to a real-life soap opera unfolding before millions of viewers.
The drama continued to escalate once the show began. Papoose took the stage with Busta Rhymes for a medley tribute, delivering his verse with practiced professionalism. Claressa, sitting front row, cheered him on as though she were ringside at a championship fight, creating a tension that was palpable even to viewers watching at home. Backstage whispers suggested that Claressa had a plan all along. "When I step on that stage, I'm claiming him. No turning back," she allegedly told her team. And she executed her plan with precision. During a transition between performances, Claressa grabbed a microphone and made a bold, public declaration. "This man right here, he's mine." The room froze. Cameras swung toward her. Even performers on stage paused mid-performance, stunned by the audacity of the moment. For Remy Ma, the impact was instantaneous and personal. Reports from backstage sources claim that she stormed toward the dressing rooms furious, shouting about the disrespect and betrayal she had just witnessed. What followed was sheer chaos. Leaked hallway footage shows Remy Ma pacing like a predator in a cage, her entourage trying and failing to calm her. Claressa, seemingly unbothered, continued moving through the corridor with Papoose at her side. Then, in a moment captured on shaky video, Remy lunged. The footage cuts in and out, but what's clear is the intensity. Shouting, struggling, assistants screaming, security rushing to separate them. The sound of the scuffle, punctuated by cries of "World Star," reverberated through the backstage area and into social media, where fans immediately began breaking down the fight frame by frame. Memes, slow-motion edits, and viral clips circulated at an unprecedented rate, transforming the incident into one of the most discussed events of the year. The reactions on social media were equally explosive. Some fans supported Claressa, framing her as a bold, confident woman claiming what she wanted in a world that often judges female ambition. Others sided with Remy, viewing her as a scorned queen defending her pride, respect, and marriage. And Papoose? He became the subject of ridicule, as footage and eyewitness accounts suggested he stood back and watched the fight unfold without intervening. Twitter exploded with commentary. Some called him a coward, others dubbed him the clown of the century. His presence, or lack thereof, only added fuel to the fire, as the public dissected not just the fight itself, but the implications of loyalty, betrayal, and personal accountability within a high-profile relationship. Adding another layer to the scandal were leaked messages and audio recordings that allegedly surfaced shortly after the incident. Screenshots of texts suggested premeditation, with Papoose and Claressa possibly plotting a reveal designed to humiliate Remy Ma publicly. Audio clips purportedly captured Remy confronting Papoose in fury, followed by his calm or even nonchalant responses, further inflaming public outrage. Fans debated endlessly about whether this was a meticulously planned act, a spontaneous outburst, or a cruel coincidence. Regardless, the public perception was clear. The VMAs were no longer about performances or awards. They were about personal drama, betrayal, and the shocking public unraveling of relationships once considered private and sacrosanct. The impact of the fight extended beyond social media. MTV producers reportedly panicked as the brawl bled onto the live feed, forcing quick edits and potential commercial breaks to contain the chaos. Gossip blogs dominated coverage the following morning, dissecting every leaked video, message, and insider report. Reaction videos proliferated on YouTube, TikTok edits went viral, and podcasts devoted entire episodes to breaking down the sequences of events, the motivations of the parties involved, and the possible fallout for each.
it was clear that the VMAs had been permanently redefined, not by music, fashion, or performance, but by a real-life collision of power, passion, and ego that captured the imagination of millions. By the end of the night, the focus had completely shifted. Viewers weren't debating the best performance or the most memorable outfit. They were debating the real question: who won Papoose? Fans split into factions. Team Remy, applauding her defense of loyalty and dignity. Team Claressa, admiring her assertiveness and willingness to publicly claim what she wanted. And a growing sentiment of ridicule directed at Papoose, whose failure to act decisively made him the unintended protagonist of this spectacle. Memes showed him holding a WWE Championship belt while two women fought over him, highlighting the absurdity and tragedy of the situation. For many, it was a vivid illustration of how loyalty, respect, and love can unravel in the glare of public scrutiny. Legal and professional implications loomed large. Rumors circulated that Remy could pursue assault charges if Claressa pressed the issue, while MTV and other networks considered blacklisting her from future events. Claressa, on the other hand, reportedly fielded offers for reality shows, sponsorship deals, and other media opportunities, suggesting that her bold move might translate into career gains. Amid all the speculation, the most enduring takeaway was clear. The VMAs were remembered not for the performances, not for the music, but for a backstage fight that transformed the night into a cultural phenomenon. Scandals of this magnitude don't fade quietly. They echo through media, fan discussions, and the industry itself, leaving a mark far deeper than any trophy or award ever could. Loyalty, respect, and marriage, values that are often held as private truths, were publicly questioned, dissected, and debated. Hip-hop and boxing fans alike watched as two powerful women clashed, and one man became the center of controversy. Whether Remy Ma was a scorned queen defending her throne, or Claressa Shields was a bold fighter claiming her prize, the VMAs had become a case study in celebrity, power, and public perception. The leaked footage captured more than fists and fury. It captured the unraveling of reputations, relationships, and the carefully curated personas that celebrities spend years cultivating. By morning, gossip blogs and social feeds were dominated entirely by this drama. Scandals like this have a life of their own. They grow, they evolve, and they remain in public consciousness far longer than any award ceremony performance. The couple that once symbolized strength and loyalty crumbled before millions, and the public debate continues unabated. The 2025 VMAs ended on paper, but in reality, the chaos didn't stop that night. The questions linger, the memes endure, and the story of Remy Ma, Claressa Shields, and Papoose will echo as a cautionary tale in celebrity history for years to come.